Ah, you got time.
So yeah, they're about to get his sword.
Whoa, spoilers! Come on,
Spoilers,
I haven't read
come
that
on
far
in.
yet.
Wait a minute, Jeff, are you also behind?
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm on chapter 1 right now. Don't worry.
They're about to get his sword.
Oh no, I hear voices twice. Why do I hear voices twice? Oh, here we go. There we go.
Comedy, that's why. His laughter is yes to comedy.
Okay, we are live with pre-show memes. Anne has just come in here and informed us that they, in fact, have not finished the reading yet and are finishing it now.
Mm-hmm.
To the surprise of nobody who's been in the book club chat for the past week, despite their numerous attempts to say it's just a bit, guys. I'll be able to get caught up in time.
It's like a curse.
If I finish this before the stream starts at 5 o'clock, you're gonna eat your fucking words.
It's a problem though. She probably could.
Well, I'm not gonna have images to show you guys, so.
Oh wait, I got images. So wait a minute.
You got it? Well, if you got images, you gotta send them my way so I can put them in now.
Yeah, let me do that.
I'm reading it physically, so I don't have pictures.
Wow.
Wow.
I'll be able to supply us with their.
And it was like, I have to read it physically. I have the physical books. I have to read it physically. Okay, I know Miko's joining. I'm assuming Turando's joining because I believe they were also talking about the stuff in the chat, so I believe they should be here.
There you go.
Wow. Also, I've named the streams Zero's Familiar, even though we know the series as The Familiar of Zero, because the manga is officially licensed as Zero's Familiar. Which is weird to me, considering the anime is licensed as The Familiar of Zero.
I mean, same
I'm
thing.
also pretty
with
sure
Mega
the light
Man.
novel is licensed as The Familiar of Zero as well. So the manga is the only one that's like this.
I don't know why the manga is, but I named it that because we are talking about the manga, not the light novels. We had somebody, apparently, who was in the YouTube chat earlier today, named S2Human I didn't even know you could use the chat before the actual stream was even close to starting, but apparently they did. And they said, man, I love the whole anime, but haven't touched the novels that are. I just want to clarify beforehand, during pre-show, we were talking about the manga, not the light novels. Although Anne will be talking about the light novels to compare them, because apparently they have spent more time reading the light novels than they have reading the actual manga for this week. So,
like I read the chapters twice. Okay, I read them like on the Thursday, and then I read them last night. It took me like an hour and like a half. At an hour 20.
I got my notes, got my records of Ragnarok. Yep.
Yeah.
I got them all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they made Dirk's text different. That's cute. I like that.
Spoilers, come on, man.
Yeah, what the hell? I didn't get there yet.
Jeff, are you behind?
I'm always behind.
And you keep getting away with it.
Yeah, because I'm just that good. The stream's current bitrate 0 is lower than the recommended bit. How could my bitrate be 0? How is that even possible?
No bits.
YouTube, how would that physically be possible? I want you to use your
your brain.
your brain here, YouTube. And
well, I mean, you're probably YouTube has a brain to begin with. It's kind of
0.
offensive, to be honest.
Like YouTube, I don't know. It's just a nice suggestion. Hey, maybe you shouldn't give us 0-bit audio. And I'm here like you're getting my audio. I don't know what you want from me. I hear it. I can hear it with my ears. So.
You see, while I should be doing my work, I can't. The thought of this video not even good enough title is bothering me. To no end.
Just title it Mr. Beast reacted to my Mega Man Let's Play.
No, okay, come on. That's cringe, Wolfborg.
It'll get you views.
It's cringe.
It's not cringe, it's called clickbait.
Which I consider cringe.
You ever heard of views? You ever heard of getting views?
Yes.
Well, that's how you do it. You just lie.
Well, I don't want to lie.
Well, what do you want? Fame or integrity?
Integrity.
Well, I'm sorry to say, you won't do well in this business.
I understand, Wolf. I know it's for fun. Yeah, I think at least a decent title, though.
You think YouTube is fun?
Yes. It's fun.
When's the last time you've had fun?
Like a couple minutes ago, I was grinding in BN2 for like 3 hours. It was fucking amazing.
Oh my god. You know, I just realized. So I got this the Steins Gate complete manga hardcover thing in today. That's the one I sent the photo of on Twitter. This is from Udon Entertainment. So I'm just imagining if this was the summertime rendering hardcover omnibuses instead. It seems like it's pretty good. I don't know why people are complaining about the summertime rendering ones, because it seems like it's pretty good quality. But this is specifically some like Barnes & Noble exclusive meme, so I don't know if that was why. It's always weird for me to read.
I like the Barnes & Noble exclusive stuff.
Yeah. Hardcover manga, though, feels weird for me to read sometimes, though. Like, it looks nice, and then I try to, like, read it, and I'm like, wait a minute. This feels very... I don't know how to describe the feeling when I try to read hardcover manga. Like, maybe harder to turn the pages for me or something? I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird with how I read things. All I know is now I have 2 copies of the Steins Gate manga. The actual volumes and then the complete manga release. Which, again, they had emailed me this morning and said, your package is coming tomorrow, and then it came today. And I was like, huh. This is like the opposite of every other experience I've ever had from anywhere else. Usually when I get a message saying it's coming tomorrow, it comes 3 days later.
Well, see, now we got that quality, okay?
That Barnes & Noble speed, you know?
Yeah, the speed run's insane.
A-Drifting is in chat saying, I'm afraid of damaging hardcover manga copies. Yeah, I get a little concerned about that, too. I just kind of hope the hardcover...
Oh no, there's a crease/food stain.
There's a crease/food stain? Oh, jeez.
There's like a crease on like one of my Chainsaw Man books, and you know.
I do like how it sounds. You can like knock on it.
Yeah, low base department, they knock on the door, Wolfborg.
They're knocking. Bochi the Rockin'. So that's 2 mangas I basically got in this week. I got the Bochi the Rock Volume 1 manga. It's now officially licensed and releasing in English. And then the Steins Gate manga. I also have, coming out November 1st, is the new game Complete Edition omnibuses that are starting release. Right now it's only going to be Japanese, but I already ordered it anyways. So that's going to be coming out November 1st. And then Volume 3 of Idle Story is coming out sometime in November, I think. Or was it December? I forget. But that's coming soon. All my mangas. All of them.
even remember how they changed the anime for the scene of Fouquet breaking open the.
Whoa, spoilers.
Spoilers. And come on. Look, I've read it. I'm not sure what chapter though.
I don't read. I just don't know how.
Oh, it was when they were storming away from the tea party. They ran into the golem in the anime, not the manga.
The Boston Tea Party?
Yeah.
Starting a revolution?
Yes. It's not your tea party. It's our tea party, comrade. Fuck.
Chapter 7, Fouquet the Sculptor.
It's not a good sign. We have 15 minutes to start.
And what chapter on 7?
They just started chapter 7. It's over.
It's just over. Actually, that's 5 chapters. What is that?
They only got through one chapter since they joined in here.
So chapter 7 is, I'm assuming they go after Fouquet in this, the voting in the office. Oh, that's all that chapter is? Okay. And then chapter 8 is they're on the carriage, they find the house, the golem attacks them. Louis
and
cries.
spoilers!
Chapter 9 is...
Didn't realize pre-show should be replaced with reading time, and then...
Sure, honestly,
and
like
by
the
reading
hour
time, I mean let's just flip through the pages and get the vibes from what's going on in the images. And
and you read slower than me. I'm an accountant.
damn, I don't know what that means in terms of accountant reading speeds.
Look, you don't understand how many transactions you have to read.
I feel like that would mean that you read faster.
No, it means our eyes degrade faster.
Listen, my eyes have degraded pretty fast, and I don't do accounting.
Thinking eyes, I probably should have glasses on. Jesus Christ, my eyes are fucking murdering me.
I do a little thing called gaming. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Alright, I'll be right back.
Honestly, it should have been Kirike and Tabitha at the end.
That's how you pronounce that name?
Kirike? That's how they pronounce it in the anime.
Okay.
and Tabasa. That's how they say it in the dub. Or the sub.
All right, I'm back. I have water.
I see. You also got some hydrogen.
Yeah, H2O.
Mhm.
It's not just hydrogen. There's also oxygen in there.
Yes. Okay. Look, man. We all know Oxygen's the worst Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Don't worry. I knew that.
You know. So what monster type is it?
It's the Bofa.
No, it's dinosaur type.
No, I think it's the Bofa. Welcome.
Hi, Turandot. There's Ari.
Brenda died a while ago. Hi, Miko.
Hello, gamers. We have a duck in the studio now.
Call me Ari for this.
I'm gonna
Okay, Ari.
call you Ari for this.
I'm gonna call you your mom.
Oh,
Your mother.
my God.
Okay, well, I'm gonna call her Tu Mama, so you know.
Okay, so we're waiting on Anne to finish their reading, literally, right before we can start.
And you guys can start.
No,
at
we have
5
10
o'clock.
minutes before we're supposed to start,
This is
so.
yours! Like,
This
what
is
do
your suggestion for us.
Yeah, I don't need to read it.
It's your
You voted
suggestion.
twice for this.
It's your votes for it. You're
You know, when we get to Mega Man N2 War
gonna
eventually,
throttle you.
I think I might just wing it at the very end. You know, also do the same bit. It'll be comedy, I swear.
Oh, boy.
See what you've done.
What do you mean? What's the end done?
Not read.
Here's the thing. I know what happens.
Yeah, we know you because you've read it in, like, the light novel instead this week. What? Why do I hear someone screaming outside? What's going on?
That's me. That's me. That's me. I'm screaming at Ed for not finishing.
What
And
are
it
you
matches
doing?
the light novel better than
Hold on.
the anime. Which is actually better, honestly. The anime kind of drags
What
this
is-
out a little.
Maybe this should be saved for the stream. I don't know if you've started streaming yet.
We haven't really
has.
started yet. Not
Um,
You just
really.
hit
We're at
go
the
live.
pre-show.
So what did this start as? A light novel?
Yes.
As all isekai do. Yeah.
All right, I'm back. What'd I miss?
Okay, well, it's this thing though. It's not a light novel title at least, so we're doing good.
That's because this was before that, Shadow. This is older than you.
Damn.
Is it actually? What
Well,
year?
This is from
Wait a second, it might be.
2004?
God
Let me check.
damn it.
The manga was from 2006. The light novel, I think, was 2004.
I'm older than the manga at least.
Damn.
Oh my gosh.
I'm doing good, Ann.
I don't think you are.
What do you mean?
Okay, new
Alright.
book club rule. We can only read stuff that's older than Shadow. Which isn't that hard.
We can still read Mega Man. I like to mention that.
Of course
It's still
we
on the
can.
table.
Don't worry, it's on the list. I'm reading it. Don't worry.
Honestly, I think I would just like save that for when I actually finish reading the game, just so I have all that in my memory. Because I know that the manga is quite different.
Honestly, Durflinger is the best character. I don't care about any of these other freaks.
Damn.
Wait, who's that? Yeah.
That's the sword.
Durflinger's the sword.
The sword.
Oh,
Who, in the
okay,
manga, so
I-
far, from what we read, gets like 3 lines.
That's so sad.
To be fair though,
That's fair.
that-
You guys aren't very far. He becomes really prevalent in the next arc.
I hope so.
spoilers.
I mean, I watched the anime with you, so I know he is involved, but
He is involved, yeah.
Okay, he's got the Australian in him, okay? He said oi at least twice.
Oi, Josuke.
Oi, Josuke!
Okay. I got my notes.
Oh god, you took notes.
I mean, I usually do for this.
We all usually, I mean, Chap and I both usually take notes. I don't need notes for this.
You
Are
haven't
you-
even
I'm keeping-
finished it.
What chapter are you on? And by the way,
Yeah, what chapter are you on?
I think I just started chapter 8.
Oh
no.
my god!
All right, you got 5 minutes. Go.
I just started chapter 8, and I have the end that I'm supposed to get to
read.
marked.
This is now a live reading stream.
This is what I did with the end of summertime rendering, too.
Okay, but
I believe
this is like
I'm gonna say anything for my thing. Don't worry, okay? It's gonna be funny. I swear. See, problem is, I'm probably gonna get away with it, unlike Anne.
Listen, we've only had one time prior to this where somebody didn't read the stuff ahead of time, and that was Justin. He didn't catch up to one of his readings for, I think, Fire Punch in time, or was it Summertime Rendering? I forget. Either way,
It was
we
summertime rendering.
Either way,
And we
we
waited an hour for him.
we waited a bit for him because he wasn't even in the voice chat yet. So
In 5 minutes, we can roast Anne for not getting.
we're already
done.
roasting Anne.
Okay. We'll roast her, but this time with a good reason.
Good reason.
That's what matters. Justification.
All right, we are. By the way, we're live. By the way, I don't know if you already knew this yet. Ari and Turando, we're already live. We're
We did
on.
mention this.
We're on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. All the memes, but we only ever really get viewers on YouTube.
Like maybe Twitch.
I just run them because you never know.
Who knows? Walter White could show up in the chat at any time now.
He could. He could.
Wait, did...
He'd say,
Oh.
"I am the danger, also Kirsch best girl."
dang.
That's what he would say. He would say that. Oh yeah, how do I spell the fucking sword's name? Hold on. I don't know if I spelled it right in my notes. I don't know how to pronounce half of these names, by the way. So
I've actually forgotten all the names except for the main character, despite reading it last night.
based.
I also read on Thursday, so I'm bad with names if you couldn't tell.
That's fine.
And I get you goofed up for Ron for some reason.
Here
half
we
the
go.
time.
The sword gets his own character page on Annie list. Let's go.
Based.
Talking, just talking sword or talking intelligence or talking sword, whatever.
Look at chat.
Let's see here. What do we got?
Thanks.
What was that? The familiar of Andy.
I guess I didn't read the manga. I just messed it up a little. That's all.
I'm putting this on the stream right now while we wait.
What did I do to deserve this?
You didn't read is what you did to deserve this. Oh my god, I almost dragged this.
It's not that hard.
Well, apparently it is because you're still reading.
POV, you're waiting for
it's
Anne to
dense,
finish.
But I know what's going on. You guys don't have to wait for me. Goddamn.
We're waiting. This is your pick.
This
It's
is
reading.
That's a pretty big house that he just like glanced inside and was like, "There's no one here."
Nothing sus among us here.
Everything's
I mean, the door
fine.
was way smaller in the anime. This house is huge.
amazing all the things you'd see if you actually read it.
Yeah, you know? And
I'm reading.
No, let him read. Let him read. Stop distracting him.
Let him cook.
Let him read. Okay, and I got those. Shadow, you sent me these images. I don't. It's gonna be like a 1 second joke for these. I don't know.
Look, It's 1 second.
Like, there's not
enough.
even characters in those. You just screen cap dialogue of things that you're just gonna make a reference to, like, Zelda CDI and Denji for.
Is there something wrong with it? You imply there's an issue here.
I imply it's a lot of work for me to put something on there for you to make a joke for, like, 3 seconds.
All right, that's going. And is that not enough?
Yes,
Like
I
Shaq.
need at least content, like humorous content, for at most 20 seconds. Okay,
You motherfucker.
at least 20 seconds. Okay,
You drive a hard bargain.
I'm running a stream here. I need content. We need some of that
Alright,
Justin Comedy School. All right, we need that
okay,
magic.
hold on. I'll retake the screenshots. So it's
It's not the
Really?
retaking the screenshots that's the problem, but
Alright.
you can make
I'll
these
listen to
jokes
your-
without needing these specific screenshots on the screen.
Okay, fair, fine.
I'm just saying, fucking Discord is really fucking annoying with putting these on and tracking them and all that, especially if I have a bunch of them. But
Really?
yeah, because you have to put it on there, and if the only way that you can actually tell which one's which without showing it on the stream is if you manually rename the like file names and shit. And it's really annoying to have to do every time I go to start the stream, and I have like 20 images that I'm supposed to rename for specific people who want to talk about at certain times. It's a whole process, okay? Process I don't want to deal with for a 1 second joke that some people might not understand, like Zelda
It's
CDI.
also made by me. Wait, you tell me if you don't understand Zelda CDI. Come on. It's only one of the greatest games in human history.
Sure.
It's a masterpiece of a game. But no.
I will
Wolfborg
show.
won't let me quit.
I'm not gonna leave this on the whole stream, but I do want to show. I took a screen cap of one panel that I just thought was funny, just because it reminded me of the crying emoji face. And I think it was like during a dream sequence. This one here. Oh my god.
There he is. It's Dennis.
Dennis.
Yes.
Dennis.
Yeah.
I don't understand whatever we're referencing.
Chainsaw Man.
Dennis.
You remember Dennis from Chainsaw Man?
No, not really.
He's the main character.
Dennis.
Yes.
I don't think that's his name.
Wait, hold on. Do you not actually know this one? Hold on. Is this like good?
I don't know. I don't know if I know what meme you're referencing. I'm assuming it's making fun of his name, but I don't know what specific meme you're referencing.
Yeah. Fucking it autocorrects Denji to Dennis for some reason.
Yeah.
I assumed it was like a 4Kids dub meme.
No. No, it's Google being weird. And Discord.
My favorite Chainsaw Man character, Dennis,
Dennis.
the menace.
Yeah. So like a lot of
Damn
he
it.
is a menace. So I mean,
yeah.
menace to society.
So when people like Google translated it like to Japanese, say the favorite character was, it went from Dennis to Denji to Dennis. They just got a
Damn.
bunch of Twitter posts that just say the favorite character is Dennis for Chainsaw Man.
How do I hide this thing again? There we go. How's everybody else's day been going? We're in pre-show memes. Let's get some discussion going.
I got a stream done.
Nice. Wait, Ari, you got Sonics? Where's our Sonics?
I want Sonic.
You didn't tell me what you wanted, so I didn't
You,
get
you
it.
just asked who wants a blast. I want a blast.
Yeah, there's a lot of kinds of blasts. You didn't
Any,
say which
literally
one.
any.
Want
Too bad.
Sonic
Try
blast?
again.
This is bullshit.
Hold up. Shadow, do you know what Sonic is? And do not say the blue hedgehog.
Yes, because we did a project on it in international business class.
Damn. The international
That's
business of
highly
Sonics.
specific.
No, it's because we're talking about like importing a something from the U.S. to Canada.
How did it go?
Uh, I've kind
Not
of
bad,
forgotten because it was what the no. First of all, it's in 12th grade, so early 12th grade.
Not bad,
That was
huh?
like last year for you.
Also, we spent like 5 minutes on it total.
Based.
No, because that's how long we had.
You had 5 minutes to research the international business of Sonics.
Well, no, first we gotta choose one, then we gotta do some research on it.
What did you find?
Forget exactly.
Did you find a singular Sonic in Canada?
No, that's the point. We're trying to import it.
Damn.
And, like, why would it be good? It's not. They're not in Canada.
Listen, I want
I don't know.
Sonic.
Sounds like a skill issue.
True. Truly.
Okay.
Can you do a report about mozzarella sticks? Thanks.
Sonic has mozzarella sticks.
Oh
This
my
is a sign
god.
that you need to go to Sonic. I should
Oh.
have mozzarella sticks.
Oh my god.
The problem is I need to go to the U.S. to do that because they're not in
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Yeah, you can do that.
Skill issue.
Chap, I got college.
So? Never
It's the
stopped me.
weekend almost. Like,
Yeah, just take a
Sorry,
field
you
trip.
forget it's my week off.
Even better. Then you can take a whole trip down and get some
I
monster sticks.
still got work to do though. It's not like I
That's
have a
a
break. It's a
skill
break in every
issue.
quotation.
Well, it's not like you have to do your work in Canada.
Yes, I do. Yes, I mean, I need internet. I need internet.
You saying that we don't
Wait,
have internet here in America?
This means that the transvestite doesn't exist.
I don't know what this means in context to later on.
The French tavern owner from the anime. He's not here.
I don't know anything
so are
about
you
this.
saying the anime invented transphobia?
Yes,
Frenchies.
actually, I wouldn't be surprised.
The anime was
Frenchies
back
on
in like
deck.
2006 as well, so.
Yeah, the anime was pretty bad. No, the filler arc were. Never mind. I'll talk about it during the stream.
So, Anne, have you finished yet? It's 8:06.
No.
Okay.
I'm on. They're giving talking about the Chevalier Knights to the girls, but Saito's not there because he's a peasant. Nobody likes him.
Damn, L plus ratio.
I have stuff to say, but we'll talk.
The only
about
L plus ratio is Andy's still not being done.
Damn. Let him read. Get to read. You're almost there, because I'm
right.
pretty sure that was like close to the end.
Yeah. I mean, I can tell you what scenes I still have to.
Just keep going. Just keep going. Don't bother. Just keep going.
If we had a conversation to fill in time,
Yeah. What do you got?
I still need a title for my thumbnail.
I don't know what the issue is here.
I need like a decent title at least.
Does it have to be Breaking Bad related? Is that the theme you're going with?
It can.
Well, for that image, if I look at that image, I'm thinking of when they go to meet up with Tuco the first time. I don't know if that helps you at all.
I got.
You know when Walter goes to him and says, "This is not meth," and then he blows up the fucking place. Yeah, that's the scene that comes to my head when I look at that image.
Wait, no, you're right. It's actually better though, because it actually isn't meth, but looks like it. Wait, hold on, you're right.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's actually just ice. Oh, it is freeze man, so it makes sense. But yeah, it just looks like the blue meth.
There it is.
Next step.
Yeah, I got all the Breaking Bad memes. Don't worry.
All right, cool. We're gonna need help for like way down line for Balneric 6, where they introduce Saul Goodman.
It becomes Ace Attorney.
I mean, yeah, that too.
Damn. What do we got here? We got a meme. What? What is this blingy?
What the fuck?
Breaking Bad addict. I love meth. Patty alert. Why is Mike just in the corner? Why is Miku there?
I on the tenor thing, I searched Breaking Bad Vocaloid, and this was one of the ones.
Why?
Oh, and actually, you know what? Actually, speaking of Breaking Bad, I forgot there's another a crucial piece of context to the screenshot that I forgot to give. They're gonna change the title, but that'd be funny to show. You can find it.
Oh yeah, I do have sound alerts on temporarily until we start. For the stream sound alerts, I mean. The soundboard on Discord, I'm just gonna leave. Ooh, okay. Ow. My back. Okay. Anybody else waiting on manga orders? Because I got mine in. I want to hear everybody else's personal manga updates if they have any.
I'm gonna read some more Mashal soon, hopefully.
Read a Mashal, hell yeah.
I just bought a lot of manga recently, so I've got quite a bit to read.
Which ones?
There's too many.
Name all of them right now.
I got the first 6 volumes of Dungeon Meshi. I got the first light novel volume of the case file study Richard Jeweler.
Oh, yeah.
And also the first 5 volumes of that manga because I just happened to find it on sale. What else? Don't Call It Mystery, which is an omnibus Josei mystery detective thingy.
So you're not supposed to call it mystery.
Oh yeah, it's a detective thing, not mystery.
Yeah. Get it right.
What else? Too much. Oh, also Familiar of Zero, which I've already read the first 11 chapters of, unlike somebody.
Oh, damn. Never heard of that series before.
Yeah, it's we're all familiar with.
We're actually here to
What's it
talk
called
about I Am a Hero. We just haven't told Justin. Or anybody else,
no,
actually.
no.
And me, apparently.
Oh, you didn't read it yet? Come on. You gotta get started.
Get started right now.
No, see, we're reading Zero's Familiar, though, so I'm not sure what this Familiar is.
Oh, yeah. We're not reading the Familiar of Zero. We're reading Zero's Familiar. What are you doing?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, right.
Did you read that one?
You read the wrong one.
Wait, Ari, did you actually read the wrong one?
No, there is technically a wrong one you could have read. There is a spin-off Familiar of Zero
It's
series.
a Chevalier.
Don't read that one, because that's not what we're talking about. There's quite a number of spin-off Familiar of Zero, I think. Most of them are like light novels, though, I think.
Ah, fuck. Are you serious?
Yeah,
Damn
I am
it.
serious.
I have to read 222 chapters of the light novel and the spin-offs.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Why is
have
it
to.
bad thing?
You're being held at gunpoint to do it. And so I got my Steins Gate manga in for the complete manga, even though I already had it before, but now I have this omnibus thick complete version. And then I have the complete edition of New Game omnibuses that are starting next month. It's only in Japanese, though. I don't know if it'll be translated, but I'm getting that. And then Volume 3 of Idle Story, which, by the way, the Idle Story manga translations are officially continuing. Some other group has reached out to our group, and they're doing it much faster than we were, because me and the Typesetter were like pretty slow with our updates. Sometimes on my side, because of my Japanese is very new to translation, okay? And then the Typesetter is just busy with life. So we're still doing ours, but ours is going to be very far behind that other group. But that other group seems chill. It was like a tokusatsu, like, fan subbing group before, and now they want to get into manga translation, sounds like, so.
Into idol stuff? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess they just really liked it, so. But yeah, I mean we were pretty far behind. We were at like we had the first 10 volumes released on the back end. We had up to like not volume up to chapter 10 release, and we had up to chapter 14 translated, but not fully typeset yet, mostly because of redrawing bullshit is more complicated later on, and the typesetter person was very busy with real life, so he couldn't really help with that too much. So we're still gonna do ours. Ours is gonna be pretty far behind, but that other group is like going really fucking fast. I'm assuming because they're a fan subgroup in the past, so they're pretty fast. So they've been doing like an update every day, pretty much. So they're like at chapter 15 or something like that. So, which is good because they're at like chapter 27 right now with the actual manga.
Damn.
So, yeah, things are pretty far
That's
behind. So I'm glad the series is actually continuing at a fast speed, and I'm glad they actually reached out to us to make sure it was chill for them to do it first. So
Very nice, very professional.
unlike that, there was that other group before who just kind of showed up in the middle of us being active with our updates to just do 3 chapters and then disappear for like no reason. That group was weird. They never interacted with us at all. Didn't care when people were like, what the fuck is going on with you guys? Are you trying to snipe them or what? Never interacted with them. One of them eventually, when they stopped, commented on one of our releases to like correct something that was missing. I think there was like a page missing or something like that. I forget. And then we fixed that. But like, I was like surprised. I was like, oh wait, that's one of the person from that group. What happened with that group? I don't know. But apparently they still read the series. So there's also for that series 2 groups that started a Russian translation and an Italian translation, and the Italian translation was ahead of where we were at for a while. I don't know where they're currently at, but the Italian translation was like the furthest that got for a while.
The Italians are at it again.
Yeah, with the idols. The idols and the idols in their story. Can you imagine?
No.
It's a lot of idols. There's 16 of them.
It's like the amount of Mega Man bosses in one Bound Earth game.
Well, there's only going to be 5 of them in the end.
Oh shit! You're kind of worse than
It's
Mega
actually
Man 1.
it's actually a death game. They're killing each other. I'll kill you with song and dance. I wish this was like Blue Lock like that. Oh no, wait, no. What was the other one? Birdie Wing, where there's the screen cap of them saying, "I'll kill you in golf."
My God.
When I was working the afterword for that series recently, apparently the series, some of the original plans before they decided on doing an idol survival game thing, well, reality show survival game thing, I guess. They were like, what if maybe this was all focused on hotel staff? And I was like, oh, that's a neat idea with the way that author likes to do their designs. So it was all like, you know, waifus running a hotel. And the other one was buddy cop angel devil duo. Other one.
Mouthful.
So yeah, so it was in my head, and I think in the image that they showed, it was basically the main character girls, those 2, except one of them was a devil and the other one was an angel. So, what was the other one? Oh, I think one of them was going to be like a spirit medium or a psychic or something. They went through a bunch of ideas, and they were like, and then my editor came to me and said, hey, don't you think idols are cool? He's like, you know what? Yeah, they are cool. You heard of this thing called survival reality TV shows? No, I've never heard of that. And then decided to do it. And that's what we got.
Okay, we're good.
Are we good? Because you
That was the sound of somebody who's really regretting this decision.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's just say that A Secret Boat is the most recent visual light novel chapter that I finished, and this is one spot where the light novel is starting to look better than the manga.
All right. Well,
That's all.
Just
right.
one spot.
Oh, the light novel is. We'll get into it later.
All
The
right.
light novel is like so bad.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
Not good.
All right. Well, so you're all set?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna hit the buttons on the various things so that people know we're running this shit. Okay, that's posted. That's posted. All right, we are live on all the things still. Yes, we are.
Is that a ping I see?
Okay, is everybody ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm wide awake.
All right, I'm gonna take off the pre-show meme thing, and then we're
And
ready to
Ari's
go.
quacking, so we're doing good.
We're quacking all around. And let me turn off sound alerts, not on Discord, but on OBS, so that people
I was
can't
about to
send
say,
me
how dare you
FBI
take
open
away
up.
Ari's primary form of communication?
Listen, duck quacks are one thing. Hearing FBI open up while we're talking to Familiar of Zero and only I can hear it, that's a different thing, all right?
FBI open up in the middle of Familiar of Zero tracks, though.
All right.
Yeah, you know what? Could you keep that one on? Just that one specifically.
No,
Everything else
no.
can go. That
Only
one.
No.
that one.
Veto. All right. I'm taking off the pre-show label. We're ready to go.
No more pre-show memes.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to another exciting week of the Anime Book Club here on my channel. All right. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those fun memes. This week, we are starting the third series. This is the third one, right? Yeah, we started with Fire Punch, then we went to Summertime Rendering, and now we're here on Familiar of Zero. Or I'm sorry, I've already screwed up. This is technically not called Familiar of Zero. This is called Zero's Familiar for the light novel release specifically. Don't know why.
Manga release specifically.
The light novel and the anime are both called The Familiar of Zero. For some reason, Seven Seas is a little quirky with this and called it Zero's Familiar. I don't work there, so I don't make the rules. So we are reading the manga, not the light novel, for anybody listening and wanting to, compare it to whatever they're reading. And Anne is going to let us know some differences that they know about with all these things.
Do not worry.
It sounds like we're going to have an entire section devoted to all of that. So let's get started first with introducing each of the guests here this week, and likely going to be for the following weeks. But there's going to be 7 volumes, so that means we're probably going to get 4 episodes out of this. So we'll see how that goes. Starting with myself, you know me, I'm Chaplain, aka Wolfborg, running the channel. I run the biz. I read all the stuff. All my opinions are objectively correct, and that's just a fact, and you know it. And I know how to read, so that's pretty good. Next up, we have Ari. Introduce yourself.
Hi.
Good. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. All you have to do is say hi. Next we have Nyan Bacon.
Hey, I'm Nyan. I go by Nyan or Andy or Ann, whatever is your preference. Familiar of Zero was my first anime, so obviously I have an attachment to this, and I know too much. By the way, for today's stream snack, since I'm here,
I was gonna ask.
So I was eating it while I was reading. So I finished the Panera mac and cheese. Panera has like this macaroni and cheese like container that you can buy. My roommate bought me like 2 really big ones for $12. Fucking love my roommate. So I just finished that off, and then I've got a really nice Honeycrisp apple with peanut butter because it's Honeycrisp apple season. So we get really good apples right now.
Oh damn! Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
All right, next we have Shadow, or I guess now he goes by Shade Man V4.
It's because it's October.
Oh, is that why?
Yes, that's the
I
joke.
see. All right, what do you got for us?
I did Twitch streams. We're actually doing it tomorrow. Today we beat Heisenberg Man.
Oh my god!
And we're gonna be in the game tomorrow. We're defeat the crypto mine.
The crypto mine? Oh my god! Don't worry, I'll be there.
Yeah, tomorrow afternoon. Here's the link
in the chats, so you can see those.
Yep.
All right, amazing. Thank you for that. And next we have Turando.
Hello, I'm Turndale, and I like to read.
That's all you need to have. That's all you need to be here. That's all you need. So, welcome. Let's begin. We read volumes 1 and 2 of this series. I did have a couple notes on my end regarding some slight background of this. We know that this is not the original source. The original source is the light novel, and we'll go into more detail with the differences. From my end, I know that the light novel started in 2004 and went until 2017, so it ran for like 13 years. The manga adaptation started in 2006 at around the time the first season of the anime began, which was like summer 2006 was when the anime started. So this manga adaptation is written by that original creator, Noboru Yamaguchi, and the art is by Nana Mochizuki. Started from 2006, went until 2009, so it's got 7 volumes, which is 36 chapters. And then it was officially licensed by 7 Seas. So I'm reading the copies that are by 7 Seas officially licensed. Everybody else here is probably reading whatever copies they got from their local video store, except for Anne, who I believe has it actually physically.
Yep.
So we have, but all of our copies should, in theory, be from the 7 Seas translation, I believe. So we should be working with the same type of translation here. And I don't know if the author, I looked into the author's history a bit, just for context on my end. So they went to college and graduated with like political science and economics. They graduated in some kind of department related to that, and then immediately went into writing for eroge visual novels for some reason.
Wait,
That's so funny.
Some of their first ones was like Canaria and Green. I don't know what these are. They have like a whole list of visual novels. They were doing visual novel scenario writing for like eroges from like 2000 to 2011. So they did that for like 11 years. Most of their works that aren't their original works are like novelizations of eroges as well. So they have a bunch of light novels that are just novelizations of the eroges. So we have.
Wait, so the light novel ran until 2017?
Yes, it did.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that would explain why it's so long.
Yeah. Well, at a certain point, they were having medical issues, which I'm assuming caused delays on their end.
Okay.
Also, I'm a bit confused now that I look back on that, how the light novel ran until 2017, because they passed away in 2013. So I don't know if maybe I got 2017 wrong.
Oh no! I think I mentioned someone else like took the notes from the author. And, finished it up.
Okay. I guess I missed that part of it.
I remember.
Yeah, because the author passed away in 2013 because he was dealing with like advanced late stage cancer and had to deal with a few surgeries and something like that.
Yeah.
But a couple years before they passed away, they were inducted into the Hall of Fame for the Japanese book section of Amazon Japan for its 10th year anniversary of that running. I'm assuming because Familiar of Zero probably sold a shit ton on Amazon and helped them like start off a lot of their sales through that platform. So that kind of goes to show how big Familiar of Zero was at the time, I suppose. I don't have exact numbers for how well it did, but I can only imagine it did pretty well.
Yeah.
And now, as some of us might be aware from my previous video about this, the subject of isekai, you'll know that Familiar of Zero may possibly be the initial catalyst for the giant isekai boom that we have today. In terms of the light novel, got really popular on the website that it was being posted on when it was like a web novel or something before, and that ended up being a giant area for fan fiction, where they wanted to write fan fiction that was pretty much fan fiction, but legally couldn't be fan fiction or something like that. They had to like change the names and stuff. And people took the idea of this premise where it's like teleporting somebody from another world and using that to write a whole bunch of different fan fiction stories over the years. So Familiar Zero was like one of the early entries that would eventually start the big boom of modern day isekai. Probably Mushoku Tensei would later solidify a lot of the most common tropes that we see. But Familiar Zero pretty much kicked off everybody going crazy over summoning people to another world or going to another fantasy world kind of deal.
The godfather of the trash tier.
Yeah, yeah. And all from a guy who studied political science and then immediately went into writing porn and then decided to get into starting isekai. What a career path you
Or
have.
a political science major that tracks.
Yeah, base. So
That's where the politics come in.
yes, yeah. So that's the background that I have in terms of the author, just to give us a little context of what's going on with all of that. So with that said, let's talk about the manga. Does anybody want to summarize the initial premise of the manga, since I already talked a lot about the author? Does anybody want to jump in on that, or?
I'm eating an apple.
Eat faster.
Wow.
Eat faster.
So basically, this kid Saito finds a magical portal and he steps into it, and suddenly he is in a fantasy world where there are mages all around him, and he is informed that he has been summoned as this noble girl, Louise.
Yep. She has a very long French name, whose I won't even attempt to pronounce.
Leblanc de la
Eat your apple.
Oh my god.
Alright, so what you're telling me is this timeline the French win, is what you're telling me.
Yeah. And they have magic, so.
That's how they won.
Yeah. It helps.
So, she has summoned him as her familiar, which apparently, like, they're supposed to usually summon, like, an animal or a creature, but it's not, like, rare for somebody to summon a human, because they talk about it, like, where they're like, oh, she summoned a commoner as her familiar, and it's like, so this has happened before?
Yeah, we know of at least one case where it happened before in the story, but it's supposed to be they're all making fun of her because they make fun of her a lot. They call her, the reason why it's called Familiar Zero is she's called Louise the Zero because they consider her to be a failure when it comes to any kind of magic that she does.
She has a 0% success rate.
Right. Yep.
Even though she's a noble, so she's supposed to be better than everyone.
Right. So
Allegedly.
We have this whole culture of them making fun of her right off the bat when we start, and then now she summons this random boy who's just not even from their world, and she's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? And the teacher's just like, well, you don't get to redo it. You only get to do it once, so you're stuck with him. For some reason, we also have to immediately start that with finishing the ritual with a kiss. So for some reason, that had to happen. Don't know if I wasn't paying attention. I don't remember Tabitha making out with the fucking wind dragon she summoned, but
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, okay. So he is brought there, and he's got these like this rune power thing. So he's got his own magic that's supposed to be some weird reincarnation thing that is hinted at later on. That I'm sure we'll find out more about later on.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
And he pretty much just has to live with Louise as her like dog. That's what she treats him as, at least. So she treats her like a commoner dog who's supposed to be her servant, just because he's her familiar. Even though it doesn't really seem like there's anything really magically compelling him to do so, he just is there.
Of his own free will.
I mean, he doesn't really have anywhere else to go. If he just left, he'd be homeless, I guess.
He's also slightly down bad. Slightly.
Well, I mean, again, this is written by a guy who was previously for like years writing visual novel hentai. So, I mean, this was written basically as like a harem protag thing, but like supposed to be the different tropes where like the main character girl is like this. Would you consider her tsundere or kudere? I always forget what the difference is.
Yeah, tsundere.
Tsundere, yes. So she's treating him like shit, but obviously she has feelings for him that we see pretty quickly because she's like, well, he is my familiar and all. But she looks down on him so much that like she doesn't, like the first day he's summoned, she doesn't even give a shit about undressing in the same room as him, which that kind of scene freaked out Justin enough to not want to be in on this, which fair, perfectly fair. You don't get too many scenes like that, at least in the manga. But that was very weird for the first chapter. I thought that was weird.
Like, 9 the sus meter, okay?
But I'm just like, okay, this is the guy, Erge history. Just wants to write one scene of that. And I don't know how often this happens in the light novels, but that was towards the beginning. And there's a lot of references to him taking care of her panties for some reason, but I don't know. Because what I remember from the anime was Kirsch was like the more horny one towards him, or like had more fan servicey scenes towards him. I remembered in the anime there was like a whole scene where she was very clearly trying to fuck him. I don't think we had that scene, at least in the manga, yet. So
No.
So yeah, I don't know about that.
Yes.
What do you have to say about the comparisons, Anne?
So, honestly, so far, and I understand the undressing scene freaking Justin out, the manga, honestly, has probably been the best to handle the weird sexual undertones.
Oh, okay.
That's sad because it immediately has the headmaster groping his secretary.
So
like I know that it's like a shonen trope. Like I am the shonen connoisseur. Like I will watch old shonen shit. I know it's a trope, but like, wow.
Why?
It really is reminiscent of the times, huh?
yeah, so the scene where in the last chapter where Louise is dreaming about the Viscount and then Saito crawls into the bed with her, that straight up was almost like a rape scene in the light novel.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Like dead. I was sitting there at work reading this. I was like, if I can't read this. So that's why in the chat I was like, I hope to God that this does not translate in the manga, and it didn't. They mostly focused on the fact that she was dreaming, then she woke up and hit Saito, so that was glossed over. And then in the anime, there was that scene with Kirke, where she literally like kidnapped him out of the hallway and tried to have sex with him. So far the manga, and like already said, like even though there was that thing with the headmaster, like the manga has been the best to handle it so far.
Oh, jeez.
Which is not saying a lot.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, at the very least, we won't have too many of those, it sounds like, for the manga, for this series, for the book club memes. So that's good,
Hopefully.
at least.
Yeah.
But even if it does, I guess we only have 7 volumes to deal with whatever we're being thrown at for this. But I did remember when I watched the anime, I felt like, him basically getting a harem was like a lot slower. With this one, it felt like we speed ran the harem. As soon as he was summoned, Kirke already wants him. They have a siesta immediately, is taking care of him and is like, oh my God, you inspire all of us other commoners. And then she like gets really close to him and then gets upset when like Louise wakes up. And I'm like, all right, so we're speed running the harem.
There's of course a lot of harem stuff in shonen shit, and there was one in particular I read when I was way too young, Rosario to Vampire, and usually a harem structure. Granted, I am not a harem reader. It's just part of the lay of the lands with shonen. It's usually you introduce each of the girls with each chapter. They each have a chapter dedicated to them. And at first, they might meet the protagonist. It might be a little off-put by them. Gotta have a little friction. And then, like, over the chapter, the protag does one thing, and that immediately wins the girl over. And she's like, I have to follow this guy for the rest of the series. Even though I have no chance with him.
Right.
That's how it was in Monster Musume as well.
Zero's Familiar is just, like, they see Saito, and there's no falling in love or anything. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna stick with this guy forever.
Like, I could kind of understand it after the fight with that other noble dude, and he wins, where it's like, okay, now the girls of the school are like impressed with his skills or whatever. Kirke was already trying to.
He didn't run away.
But Kirke was already like trying to hit on him, and I don't know if that was just because she just really doesn't like Louise and wants to steal her familiar from her or what.
Did you just steal the familiar?
Like that's how they kind of wrote it, but also like it's just immediate.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's your question?
How can we be rivals with the person that's the worst?
That's okay. Okay, yeah, you've got a point. So, like, that was one thing I didn't really understand, where it's like, okay, I thought, like, I've seen the openings for the anime and stuff, so it's like, okay, so these are all the harem girls and stuff. But, like, they start off and they're like, yeah, Louise is the worst, I'm her rival, and it's like, but she's the worst.
Oh, the manga doesn't go over that, does it?
Nah, what?
Is there a specific
Okay.
reason? Was it like a childhood
So
thing?
yes,
Or?
there is a reason. The von Zerp's family is, and like the
You're gonna have to
Valier
back
family.
up. What the fuck is
That's
that?
Kirke's family, I'm assuming, right?
That's Kirke. Yeah, Kirke von Zerpst
Okay.
and Louise Valier. Their families are like rivals, so it's like a blood feud.
I see.
The Valiers, I believe, are like out on the border of Tristane, so their estate is really close to Kirke's estate in Germania. So Louise is, at least in the light novel and in the manga, Louise's thing with Kirke is not them as much as it is like, I think she almost exactly says like the Valiers and the von Zerps have been enemies for like years or whatever. So it's more of like a family thing than a Louise and Zerps and Kirke thing.
I see.
And they just didn't go over that in the manga.
Yeah, that would have been
Okay.
like a quick throwaway line they could have thrown in, but
Yeah.
That might be something that they may go back to and explain at some point in the future, because I feel like we're gonna have some kind of arc related to Kirke, at least in the manga, at some point. Because I remember the anime, at least we had an arc for Tabitha. I don't remember if there was specifically an arc for Kirke, but there was like a whole thing where they go to Tabitha's like house or whatever, right, and meet her family. So
yeah.
So I don't know if the manga's gonna skip past
their
it.
own spin-off series.
That's true too. Yeah. My concern with the manga is we're only getting 7 volumes, and I remember watching the anime with you, and I'm like, is this manga only going to cover the first season of the anime? Like, how much are we going to cover here?
So, that's what I'm worried about, honestly. Knowing how the anime ended, I would be shocked if they managed to cover all of the important stuff and the anime ending in 7 volumes.
Because all I know is we have 4 seasons of the anime. I don't even know how many volumes of the light novels, and somehow 7 volumes of the manga. So
the main light
we're
novel,
basically already a third through the manga.
right.
Yeah. So the light novel that I have, the copy that I have, is 222 chapters.
Yep.
The manga is 39, and the anime is 4 seasons at, I think, 13 episodes each. The weird thing that I noticed, at least with the anime, is, and I think I mentioned this in the Discord, there are like 5 episodes of filler in the anime that are just completely like not in either the light novel or the manga.
Oh.
The manga follows the light novel pretty closely, other than some background information not being given. But yeah, one of the episodes that I was talking about earlier was, I guess this might have come later. Actually, no, that came later. The one where Siesta got sent to the other noble, and Saito like had to go rescue her, and he drew his sword in like a noble's house, so then he got into a fight with that noble, and like I think Tabitha at least had to come rescue him or something. Anyway, I was looking at the Wikipedia, and there are at least 4, I think 5 episodes in the anime that just don't happen in either of the source materials. So knowing that, I wouldn't be surprised if probably at least a season, at least 13 episodes of the anime was probably just padding.
Okay, I mean that would make sense.
I don't know yet though, because I have only read up to what you guys have read.
Which you did moments before we actually started. So based.
But I did it twice.
You did it twice. Wow. Congratulations, you did it. All right, I understand. So let's just go over really quickly, like each of our characters here for just for a refresher of what we got here. We have Saito Hiraga, who's from Japan. He's a commoner, supposed to be some kind of reincarnation of some other familiar, and that's why he's got like these rune abilities where like he can use any weapon or something like that. So we got him. He's the harem protag dude, but he's also treated like a dog commoner to Louise. Then we of course have Louise' full name here, very long. I don't even.
Louise Francois Leblanc de la Valliere.
Yes. Okay. Good. All right.
You
I'm
got
just
it
gonna
memorized.
I'm just gonna record you saying the whole thing, and I'm gonna make that a soundboard thing. So every time I want to say it, I can just play that, and then that'll work.
That'd be wonderful, actually.
So we already went over. She's got the nickname Zero because she has zero aptitude for magic or whatever. Everybody makes fun of her for it. She doesn't like that they make fun of her for it, but she's also angry. So it hurts her, but like she expresses it through anger to most of the people because she's a noble. And she's like, I'm better than most of you fuckers. So my family's rich. Fuck you guys. I don't need to deal with this.
Capitalism once again, boys.
Pretty much. And then we got Kirke, who's the hot noble girl with like flame magic, who vocally likes Saito from the beginning, and she has like this salamander familiar, who I'm assuming we're gonna learn more about in the manga later on. But especially after the fight with Guike, I don't know how you were supposed to Gish. Especially with the fight with Gish, she gets even more like she's calling him darling and everything now. So she develops really quickly towards wanting him. And then you got Tabitha, who's like always kind of hanging with Kirsch, just as like a quiet bookworm kind of noble girl. She's already like a Chevalier like knight somehow. At the time that we started this, she's just that good. Okay, she rarely talks. And she's got this wind dragon familiar. And when she does talk, it's like this like very short baby talk kind of stuff. But it gets the job done, so.
She's also a triangle mage as well.
Yes, she is a triangle mage. We have a whole magic system with this world. We've got 5 elements. Earth, wind, water, fire, and then void, which is like the lost element, which I immediately suspect Louise is having some kind of connection to and can't control it. That's my assumption, but I don't know if that's a crazy assumption. But you know, I've seen too much isekai where it's like, oh, I'm underpowered like ability. It turns out to be like some lost magic that's actually overpowered if you know how to use it, like that kind of deal. I'm brain rotted on that, so now I just assume that that's what's happening with her. So we have the type of mage you are. It depends on how many elements you can use at once. I'm assuming you're just referred to as a mage if you can only use one type of magic. And then you're a line mage if you can use 2, a triangle mage if you can use 3, and a square mage if you can use 4. And I'm assuming it would be a pentagram mage if you could use all 5, but void magic is supposed to be a lost element, so there's not supposed to be that many. But it's supposed to be like these are different points on like a pentagram. And the type of mage you are is determined by the number of elements that you're capable of using at once. And they explain this through like a class lecture where the teacher says if you're a square mage, you can essentially turn rocks into gold through alchemy.
Yo.
So basically, if you become a square mage, you can become rich, it sounds like, very easily.
Capitalism wins again, boys.
Yeah, so.
Not even the Frenchies can get away with it.
So we have that kind of magic system going. Louise just screws up any kind of spell she does. In that same class, they have Louise try it. She blows up the classroom. That's a whole mess that they have to clean up. Her magic ends up blowing up the like treasure room tower that even the thief later on couldn't break through. So it's like super powerful magic she does that she just can't control. So
You're calling me, she's Megumin.
Pretty much, yeah. Except her magic doesn't take her out for an entire day. So she could just
also, it's unpredictable, so
it's very unpredictable. Yes. So that's the magic system we got going on. We got Kirsch, we got Tabitha. Siesta is the maid commoner, inspired by Saito. I felt like we completely speed rushed her character. Like we just already had Saito knowing her and like knowing her name. I just was looking through it like, wait, did they introduce who her name was? He just woke up and said her name was Siesta, and I was very confused in the manga. I'm assuming it's more stretched out in like the light novel or something like that. But so apparently they just already knew each other, probably because they're commoners. I think it's supposed to be all the commoners, like the cooks or whatever. They all immediately know about Saito as a commoner who's the familiar, and especially after the fight, they all like looked up to him. They call him like their sword or something like that. So, or I forget what it was. The commoners that work there look up to Saito in general. because they're like, he's a commoner, he's just like us, for real, like that kind of deal. So, you have Lungeville. Is that how you spell? Every time I read her name, I thought it said tongue at first. It says like Lungville, and she's like the secretary girl who is getting groped by the headmaster, creepy old dude. But I mean, this manga made no secret, like it didn't try to hide at all that she's got a secret going on very easily.
Sus among us.
Like, I know I watched the anime, so I knew it was coming, but I don't remember it being that blatant in the anime about her being sus. She's like, the next chapter, she's like, Mr. Colbert, do you know of any ways there would be to break into the treasure room that we have super secure? You know, I'm just curious. I feel like that would be, I feel like that'd be a little quirky. And she does turn out to be, Fouquet the sculptor is her name. Just this thief who uses earth magic to like dissolve walls and steal stuff.
Why would you have dissolvable walls anyway?
Well, it makes it easy. All the walls are like stone and stuff, so you just.
I feel like you had to like know that, wouldn't you?
What, to dissolve walls, or
that someone could do that?
Well, they know about that thief. There's just not much they know how to stop other than to put a magic barrier, it sounds like. Because it sounded like they had some kind of magic barrier on the treasure room, and then Louise accidentally broke it because her magic was just too good, I guess.
Whoops.
So you had the secretary girl, you have Headmaster Osmond himself, just pervert, cares about his students, I guess, but he's just perverted old man trope, I guess, whatever. You have the playboy noble dude, Gish, who does the fight with Saito. By the way, I wanted to mention, all of the girls love Saito after the fight, but Gish also does. He like sends him a big bouquet of roses.
That was such a cute detail that hasn't been in any of the other versions, so I actually really liked that. I thought that was amazing.
I don't get that, because like all the girls are just like they just glance at him and everybody's like, oh, they love him, and then this guy brings a bouquet of flowers and the girls are like, oh, what a cute friendship. It's like, what are you talking about?
I'm reading that, I'm seeing that, and I'm like, this is some Sailor Moon censorship bullshit. All right, what does this actually say?
Look, actually, Gish has just become a member of the harem with them.
Yeah. I was reading that. At first I was like, oh, is he actually just trying to hit on Louise the day after? He's like, no, these flowers are actually for Saito. It's like, oh, whoa. You know, because he wants to be friends. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you invested him in combat, okay? He respects that.
And what's her name? He has this other girl who still likes him, even though she's like triple timing him with like a million other girls or whatever. Like he has a whole stack of letters from other women, but she still likes him, even though she knows
she's the main girl. That's why.
I guess. I mean, there was like one other girl that you saw for like one panel, and I don't think you ever see her again. So I guess she's like the main one for him, I guess. Exactly. Until Saito comes in and we begin the boys' love version of Familiar Zero. Let's go.
Let's go.
What else do I got here? We got Colbert, who's just a bald teacher at the academy who is the one who figures out what's going on with Saito's runes. He also likes the secretary girl, asks her out, but he's just basically used for information and then ignored. He doesn't really do much other than show up and be bald, I guess. That's what I have in my notes. It shows up and be's bald. That's what I wrote down. So.
Well, I think it was on like a wig at some point when he's doing the announcement.
Yeah,
and it falls off.
Oh yeah, he had a whole like wig and setup going, and then it just immediately fell off. I don't know what was going on with that, but he tried. He tried to have the drip.
All no moment.
And then, of course, we have Derfling, the talking sword that they just kind of pick up at the store, because why not? There's a whole thing with the swords at the time where, like, that's the sword that Louise buys for him because she couldn't afford the super expensive sword he wanted. Then Kirsch shows up, buys a super expensive sword for him, and then there's a whole fight over which sword are you going to pick? Are you going to use mine or are you going to use hers or whatever? I remember in the anime, it was like a bigger like emotional choice that was, or at least from what I recall, it felt like it was a big emotional choice that was happening. But in the manga, it was just like, all right, you don't get to choose anymore. We're gonna fight. We're gonna see who can shoot you down, and whoever does it, you're gonna use their sword. And then he just breaks Kirsch's sword. So it's like, okay, well, I don't have a choice to use that anymore.
All right, talking sword, let's go.
The scene honestly was really weird because in the anime the way that it was explained was that so in the anime, Durf explains to Saito that the sword that Kirike gets him, like, isn't, like, a real weapon, and his power only activates when he's wielding a real weapon.
Right, yep.
And then, actually, in the light novel, Kirike's sword does work.
What?
So, yeah, exactly. No, it was really weird. So, I guess the manga was, like, a weird transitionary period for that story, like, plot point to develop. Honestly, I think the anime was the one to handle that better as well because it was like such a really big emotional scene. The light novel and the manga are the same in that they end up doing a duel to get it, which is what I was talking about, in the fact that the duel is what made Louise use her magic on the wall.
Yep.
I think that I don't remember what happened in the anime that caused that. Because I remember that I think she was reprimanding Saito and the stray, like, bolt hit the wall and that was how the golem was able to... Or maybe it was that she hit the stray golem or something. Actually, I think Fouquet had summoned the golem to try and attack the wall and that hadn't worked. Because in the anime, Miss Longville never knew about the physical golem attack. That was just kept in the dark and she had to trial and error that.
Right.
So, and then they go to fight the golem in the anime and Louise tries to strike the golem and the explosion is what breaks the wall enough for the golem to be able to get in. So where was I going with that? I was saying that I guess that removal of that plot point is sort of like kind of one of the big points that the anime ended up deviating outside of adding padding, because that didn't happen.
That's part of anime.
Yeah, honestly, judging, so I did probably what I shouldn't have, and I glanced ahead in the manga.
Oh my god.
The anime just, like, was bad. Like, the anime fucked it up.
Oh, jeez.
Judging by what I'm getting from the manga, like, you know, I'm well acquainted with the anime, and I'm getting into stuff in the manga that I don't even fucking recognize. Like, straight up didn't happen in the anime. So...
Yeah, good or bad? So you're talking about in terms of the manga, right? Or are you talking in terms of the light novel?
The manga.
Okay.
The light novel probably follows... I think the manga follows the light novel pretty closely. Now, whether or not, like you said, the manga... I'm assuming that the manga is finished. So they probably found some sort of breaking point. What I'm hoping is that they found a good breaking point in the light novel, or made their own... Honestly, I would prefer finding a good point in the light novel to break it rather than making their own ending, because given how the anime went, I'm not sure that I trust them to make their own ending, although the author was part of this, so the manga, so I guess it might turn out okay.
Yeah, the author was directly involved with the right. They were the right. It wasn't just like this was originally written by them. It seems like they were the writer for this adaptation, and then they just had an artist do the art for the adaptation. So they were directly involved with this, which might also be why it might end up... A bunch
of information is missing?
Yeah, because it might just... Because this was from like 2006 to 2009, so it probably would be whatever, might have been adapted at that time, or like written at that time, would be the only parts that are covered in the manga, perhaps. But I we know for the light novels, those had to end at a certain point after the author passed away, so that might have had some kind of, weird ending because of that. But the anime ending... So does the anime end way before where the light novels end? Or how does that work? Or, I mean, maybe you don't know because you're not done with the light novels?
I don't know, but if the light novels follow the manga and I don't recognize what's going on in the manga later, I'm going to assume that the anime probably did something fucking insane and chose its own direction to go. Especially if they managed to wring, like, 4 seasons from 7 volumes somehow.
Right. It kind of feels like it was something like, because this released at the same time as the anime airing, it kind of felt like the kind of deal where they're like, let's start the manga adaptation and then start the anime adaptation at the same time, and hopefully we can transition from, the light novels into more the manga adaptations, and get those going as like the thing. And then for some reason those just kind of stopped because maybe the light novels just stayed more popular than the manga. So that's why they stopped it like a couple of years later, maybe.
Yeah.
That's kind of my guess, but I don't know the specifics of what was happening in 2006, okay? I was there, but I wasn't there with the anime community, okay? I don't know shit.
I was there. I was 4 years old.
What was I doing in 2006? I think I was getting hyped for Halo 3 to come out next year. That was what I was doing. Turando, you were going to say something?
No, I was just thinking out loud.
Oh, okay. All right, so Volume 1 pretty much covers the introduction of all of our cast, the life at the academy, the magic system we got going on, and then ends immediately with the random golem appearing to steal from the treasure room. Volume 2 just kind of starts with like the day after, where they're kind of like skirting around how to explain to the headmaster what happened. So we're getting like their account of what happened, where they're basically just trying to leave out like, oh yeah, Louise probably broke the seal on the room or whatever, and that's how they got in. Yeah, let's not mention that detail. And then the secretary girl, who's just actually Foke or whatever, however you're supposed to pronounce her thief name, all right? The thief stole the Staff of Destruction, and then most of this second volume is about them going to get the Staff of Destruction back. The secretary woman stole it, doesn't know how to use it, and decided to lead the children to a house where she just kind of left it to see if they could figure it out. And I have several questions with that logic.
Yeah,
I have several questions. First of all, I mean, maybe it was that she was expecting one of the teachers to go. For some reason, 0 teachers were volunteering for that job. They did not want to fuck with the thief, but they were perfectly fine with the kids going.
Same thing in Yu-Gi-Oh, buddy.
They're perfectly fine with the kids.
So like, so clearly, like, she was leading them there because, you know, that is her home and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I want to know what everyone else was thinking when they heard, "Oh yeah, I know exactly where the thief lives, and I'm gonna take you there."
They just assumed
some of the commoners where the thief live.
This is the old man being like, "Oh, that's my great secretary for you. You know, the one I'm gonna grope later. So I trust whatever she says." It's like, I don't know.
Not that I know what town she fled to. No, I know her IP address.
Yeah, I know her exact location.
IP address.
I heard she left the Staff of Destruction inside. Just go inside and test it. And then when they get there, the kids don't wait for her. They just go in.
No waiting.
No, they don't wait for her.
One thing I did actually like the twist of the Staff of Destruction is just a rocket launcher.
Yeah, I completely forgot. I remember that in the anime, but I forgot about that going into it. So I was like, oh man, we actually left the Staff of Destruction in like a box. Oh, the box is probably going to be empty and they're not going to have anything, right? No, it's in there and it's a fucking missile launcher from another world. And Saito immediately recognizes it, of course, but he uses it the one time, and then the secretary goes to use it. She's like, wait, how come it doesn't work? And he's like, well, you don't know how it works. It's a one-time use thing, so you get fucked.
Like, it's such a cheesy name, but it also just works perfectly.
I mean, it's accurate. It's accurate.
It's a rocket launcher.
It's accurate. And the headmaster's like, yes, the old friend from many years ago, he showed up in a funny uniform. He's just like a JSDF person with like 2 rocket launchers. He saved me from a dragon or something, or a wyvern. And then he died. So, I mean, we know that he's definitely not the first one who's been summoned to this world, because we had that guy, and then we had this legendary familiar, Gandalfer, who's supposed to be like, I don't know, the powers of the runes that are on Saito's hands. It's supposed to give him the power to understand all weapons or something like that, be able to use them.
The sword mentions that he's a wielder.
Yeah, he's like a wielder thing.
And then just completely glossed over.
The bone of my sword. This is actually fate. Okay, I understand everything now. This is why there's like 7 different versions of it, 3 spin-offs, and I understand.
True.
I understand. Do we have to read the Bible before we read Familiar of Zero? Is that it?
You know how long the Bible is, Wolfborg?
Not long enough for light novel readers. Light novel readers be like, how come this still isn't ongoing? What the hell? What happened to the author?
Hey, when are we gonna get the New Testament?
Well, and that's kind of what I mentioned in the Discord, is like with Brimir and like the ancient like Gandalf familiar, and stuff, and like how that army man was summoned, and like a couple other instances that were mentioned in the anime. I don't know if they're mentioned in the manga, of like stuff from Saito's world coming to Hakaginia. I wish that there was and like it's possible that this stuff is what I'm looking for, but I wish that there was a little more substance in terms of like those legends. Like the only reason that Professor Colbert is able to recognize the rune of Gundulf on Saito's hand is because he's a fucking old bald guy who spends all his time in a library because he's a fucking virgin.
Damn.
So
oh my god.
So like
what happened? What are you doing to you?
I think it makes sense that like
What's wrong? What's wrong? Are you just like the if I speak I'm in big trouble? Are you that meme right now? Spoilers?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
No, I'm keeping I'm trying to keep spoilers on the down low. No, it was more of like the story of Gundulf is believed to be a legend. That's why Colbert and Osborne are so like hush hush about it, right? But it's also like in the anime it hinted that there were other iterations of Gundulf between when Bramir summoned the first familiar and now Saito's presence. So I just felt like it would have been neat if there maybe had been more substance to some of those legends, and maybe stories about other instances where people were able to summon stuff. Because the other thing is that when it comes to the familiar summoning spell, it sounds like most of the time people are only doing summoning from within Halkaginia. So it's very bizarre that any other mention of stuff being summoned from Saito's world like even happens if there were no other mages that were able to do it, you know?
Right. I just remember when he got summoned, it wasn't like he was suddenly pulled in. A portal just kind of showed up in front of Saito. He's like, huh, that'd be funny to go through, wouldn't it? And then he went through it. He's like, oh no, I can't go back now.
It is boring around here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was just kind of, that'd be funny to walk through. Because the portal just kind of showed up in front of him. So I don't know if it was necessarily like supposed to be picking Saito specifically, but
just anything when the portal.
Well, that's how I'm wondering how the soldier fucking got there.
A portal just appeared on the battlefield.
I guess.
This is like, was that other anime, Gate, where that happened? Where just fantasy world versus military dudes? I don't know.
No, he's in the middle of the war, okay?
So
he was running for his life. He didn't even see the portal in front of him.
He goes into the other world with 2 rockets, and all of a sudden there's a wyvern. So he's like, what the fuck? And he blows him away with one of them. Conveniently, he had 2. So he could use one and then leave the other one to be called a Staff of Destruction. So
yeah.
An accurate name.
That's
what it says.
So at the end of the volume, we have the Saito going to the master being like, yeah, that's from my world. I know what that is. Does that mean there's somebody else that, like, he's asking these questions in terms of like, you know, how to get back to his own world. And that is something I do want to bring up. This is like one of the only isekai series where the main character actually gives a shit about going back home. And this is probably because this is early on before the actual isekai craze happened, where like nowadays in isekai stuff, they go into the other world and they just accept that they're stuck there and they just give up any ideas for going back home. Or in most cases, they don't want to go back home because their life at home sucked. So
though I will say that it took him like what 10 11 chapters to even mention that he wanted to go home, and that felt more like an offhand comment where he was just like, well, yeah, I want to go home, you know, eventually.
Yeah. To me, it kind of felt like more of like he didn't know that there was an option to go home at this point, mostly because he's just been treated like shit there, and he's like, you're a commoner, if you don't obey Louise, you're just gonna be homeless too, so get fucked, you're not going home. I mean, he did, I think, at first try to, when he explained to Louise that he's not from this world, I think he tried to immediately say, send me back home already, and she was like, no, fuck off, or some shit, but I don't know if I'm misremembering that. But
yeah, I remember thinking mentioned something like that.
But, you know, like you did say, for most of the series so far, up until, like, that beginning moment and the end moment of the 2 volumes, we just kind of forget that he's you know, it's even a thing that he would want to go back to the other
Also,
world.
here's my question though.
Yeah.
Why the hell does he want to go back home? Because in the first thing, he says gee, it sure is boring around here.
Listen, he's got a
Well,
family
you see,
at home.
Shadow, some people have
Yeah.
families.
He's got a
they have
family. He's been
friends,
missing
they have
there for
lives.
months. They probably assume he's dead. Like, I don't know. But we don't know anything about his personal life at home prior to this. I don't know if we ever do learn about his personal life at home. But that's usually the case for like most isekai, and unless it's like Mushoku Tensei, where the point is to know about his past life and then how it reflects how he is as a person in this new world and stuff like that. In most other series, they don't give a shit because the point isn't about their last world. The point is how overpowered they are in the new world, I guess. So I don't know.
See, Shadow, if you got isekai to the great land of America,
America.
then
We got mozzarella sticks here, the most overpowered magic, you know.
Yeah.
Turno, you were gonna say something?
I was trying to think. I think right after the isekai genre, they had the post isekai genre, where instead of a story telling about where you escape to a different world, it's the prologue, not the prologue, the epilogue, where they tell the story of someone returning from another world. That becomes a very huge genre in the light novel thing. If you guys have you guys seen any manga on that yet?
I don't think I have. I'm sure I know a series or two where that's happened, but I don't really keep up with light novels because it's usually, I get too busy to actually keep up with light novels. But I wouldn't be surprised if that does happen. I know Uncle from Another World is like a whole series devoted to an uncle coming back from his isekai journey. And there's comedy, overpowered stuff, shenanigans with that. I do know as well that we have this trend of series now where they're not isekai, they're fantasy, but they very much feel like they could have been an isekai type series.
Yeah, like they're RPG worlds, but they feel more inspired by isekai than actual RPGs.
Yeah. Yeah, we have, especially this season, I think there's only like a couple actual isekais this season, and most of the other fantasies are just actual RPG worlds that are like, like isekai-like anime, I guess, instead of like Souls-like, isekai-like. So it's just, I don't know. I mean, I've always felt for a while like we had isekai more be an excuse for like, this person is overpowered because they have this like knowledge of some more advanced kind of cultural stuff than this fantasy world would have kind of deal. And then mostly it's just kind of a fantasy story with that overpowered ability mixed in, or overpowered knowledge kind of mixed in. Whereas with this, he's not really overpowered in anything except that he can wield weapons because of his familiar rune.
He's the handler.
Like he's got knowledge of the other world, and he's got his abilities with weapons. But pretty much outside of that, he's treated like a commoner, like shit, except after everybody falls in love with him. So he's in this simultaneous thing where like he's treated like a commoner, so he's below noble on a technicality, but literally everybody loves him. So at the same time. So I don't know. So all right, so what else happened in Volume 2? Volume 2 was where they were pretty much just dealing with the golem fight. So we had to deal with 2 golem fights in one volume, pretty much. The one at the tower, and then the one later on, right? I'm not misunderstanding.
You can really tell that the artist is not an action artist.
Yeah.
No. There was one panel where Saito slaps Luis, and I had to reread it because I was like, "Well, what did he do?" It just did not look like a slap at all.
Yeah, because it was
the time where Saito defeats the golem by slashing thin air, basically.
It kind of looked like that, pretty much, yeah. Because like they go into the house, they find the Staff of Destruction. They're like, "Huh, it's pretty weird. Nobody's here." All of a sudden, the house shakes. Golem shows up. They're fighting the golem. Cursed dragon with Tabitha shows up. They fly away with Louise, and Saito's going to fight the dragon. breaks the sword that they were using that was from Kirsch, because it's not a real weapon or whatever it's not supposed to be actually the legendary weapon that it was sold as. So Kirsch got scammed. So that's one thing.
It doesn't work on Dragon, what if
Oh, sure, yeah. It doesn't work on Golems specifically. That's the rule.
Oh, Golems,
okay.
my bad, not Dragon.
Yeah,
What the fuck am I thinking here?
Yeah, so that breaks. So then Louise has to... Well, Louise wasn't going to run at first, right? Louise wasn't going to run. She was staying there, even though her magic was pretty much not going to do much. And that's why he slapped her. He slapped her because she was going to get her... He slapped her because she was going to get herself killed if she just stayed there. So he slapped her to get her to her senses, and then she went onto the dragon with them. Then she jumps down again anyways with the Staff of Destruction to give it to him after the sword breaks.
Yeah, like he slaps her to be like, "You idiot, we have to run," and then he immediately comes back to fight the golem instead of running. It's like,
but she gives like a whole speech like, "They all call me the Zero. I have to prove myself here." It's like, you're gonna get yourself killed. You're not proving anything here. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's so true. Then. And then he just completely ignores exactly what he just said.
Based male protagonist. Let's go.
Good shed.
We do have, so I mean, they drop down. I mean, she drops down like really quickly, so Kirsch isn't even ready with the spell, but luckily Tabitha's there to carry all of the magic situation there. I'm surprised Tabitha wasn't able to kill the golem, but because Tabitha seems pretty...
Well, you gotta have Saito kill it.
True, that's true. I forgot. We have him here, so we have to have him do it. What was the Crescent Shadow?
Okay, is it Golem or Golem?
I don't think it matters.
Every time you say Golem, I'm just thinking of this shitty video game.
I think whether it's Golem or Golem is a little less important than the fact chat keeps saying Kirsch instead of Kirke.
How is it supposed to be pronounced Kirke?
It said Kirke in the anime.
And so he's pronounced Geesh, but not Geeke?
Okay, shut up. Here is the kana for it. Kyuruke.
Okay, how's the Geish's kana for it?
Gishu.
Okay, so it is Geish.
Gishu.
That's what I said.
Okay, so I'm not crazy where I assume he's pronounced Geish, so I would assume she's pronounced Kirsch because they are spelled the same way.
Kyuruke.
They're also from different countries. Kirke is from Germania, while Geish is from Tristan, which I believe Tristan is supposed to be France. And Germania is supposed to be Germain, obviously.
You're also lecturing me on the pronunciation and then citing the anime when I'm reading a manga here. I don't want to hear this shit.
Also, why is her kana? It's Kyuruke, but shouldn't it be just Kiruke?
I don't know. Okay, so to clarify, you pronounce her name as Kirke, and the guy's name, the Playboy guy's name is Geish. Geish. See, this is where I said early on, I'm not going to be able to pronounce most of these fucking characters' names, okay? I can pronounce Tabitha, Colbert, fucking Saito, Louise. He's a goose. We got the duck sound effect.
Honestly, you might as well be. You're telling me you don't remember Montmorency? Momo? Or Mon.
You're making up words now.
I'll be honest with you. When I read her name in the fucking manga, I was like, what the fuck? Necromancy? What is her name? What?
Yeah,
Moncromancy? I don't know how I'm supposed to...
So there is Saito Hiraga, Louise Francois Leblanc de la Valliere,
I'll remember that
Ramon, Kirke von Zerbst. I actually don't think I know Tabitha's last name.
Ooh, fake fan.
Siesta, Professor Colbert, Headmaster Osborne, Miss Longville / Fouquet the Sculptor / Matilda, I think was her name when she was referred to in the jail cell.
Yep.
And also in the visual novel after her fall, she's referred to as Fouquet the Crumbling Dirt, which is kind of funny.
The crumbling dirt.
Yeah. Fouquet the Crumbling Dirt. And then
wait, I thought she was called that before.
Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah.
No, she was called Fouquet the Sculptor.
Yeah, I remember her being called the Sculptor.
Is it? I don't fucking even know.
Maybe it was both.
I'm
and
losing
then
my marbles now.
the Viscount introduced in Louise's dream at the end of chapter 11.
Okay, yeah, I'm seeing Tabitha's full name is actually just not Tabitha at all, but it's probably some alias thing. Yeah, it is.
Oh, yes. Okay, I remember now.
Her full name is like
Yeah,
Charlotte
yeah.
Helene Orleans or something like that.
Yeah, Charlotte. I'm not gonna finish what I was about to say.
Well,
Question?
spoilers. Yeah, what's up? What's your question?
Why do names have to be like a sentence long? Can't we just have like?
Because they're French. Fuck you.
So that's why the
much.
Canadians quarantined them. It all makes sense.
True. Okay, so roasting my pronunciation of names aside, when we were not given a pronunciation guide for
just
the
French
goddamn
in
manga.
general.
All right, I won't stand this shit in this goddamn house. All right, so we had the conversation with the golem, okay, the golem, and then they go back. They're honored. Most of them are turned into Chevalier Knights, except for
No, they're not.
I thought they were. Oh, they were proposing it.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. So they were proposing it for them to be promoted, and then for Tabitha, they were going to give her a medal because she's already a knight. So they proposed for that as well, and then they had a celebration that night. So we got to see all of them in their like fancy party outfits. Kirike's outfit is, of course, the very exposed one, and then she immediately tries to hit on Saito at the party and get him to dance with her. Tabitha's just kind of there being like, yeah, I was kind of shoved into this outfit. She looks cute in it, but she's just like, I don't know, I'm here. I just want to eat, I guess. I think she's just like
And read.
eating for most of the party and read.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm surprised she wasn't like eating while reading at the same time in the scene. I would not have been surprised.
She did it before at some point.
Yeah, during like the breakfast scenes, I think she was like eating or something, or reading.
Like,
while
seriously,
eating.
you're even reading while eating?
So they go to the party. Louise comes out in a very fancy dress, and then ends up dancing with Saito. Formally asks him to dance, and then so we have the whole intense romance beginning afterwards, where like she's like saying like, "Oh, I guess I'll let you dance with me tonight," but like then also saying, "All right, I formally ask you to dance with me," or whatever. The next day, he's like very high on like the happiness that gave him, and he's like hitting on her or whatever. I think I already know something about that from the anime. I don't know if I should say it because of spoilers, but
Don't say it then.
I don't.
No, what? About what?
Well, so I'm confused of whether or not the way he's behaving afterwards is actually something he means, or if it's something that's supposed to be revealed to be a thing later. And I feel like, I don't know. There's because I remember this is spoilers. Hold on, let me DM you this so that you can confirm whether or not this is the case.
Sorry, I was
You don't
reading
wanna
ahead,
mention
so
Yeah, I know
got
you are.
distracted.
What the? We're literally only doing chapter 11.
Well,
You didn't want to read earlier.
I've already read the next part because of the visual novel, so now I'm just trying to figure out how
Visual
the
novel?
differences. Fuck the light novel.
We're
This
talking
is a
about
visual novel.
mangas here.
Is this an
not
eroge?
visual novels.
Yeah, Familiar Zero visual
Dear
novel.
God, I
one.
hope not.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
You have read all of this, huh?
Oh fuck, chap! Can you send that again? I accidentally deleted our DMs. Opening it.
you deleted our DMs. You still see our DMs, right?
Really said request
Yes.
denied.
Yeah, so
You
that's
just
what I
go to
thought.
Wolfborg
That's
and
what I
pick the
thought might be affecting him right now, because I know that happens later, but I don't know if that's what's going on right now, or if this is just him being like, I don't know, high on whatever happened last night.
To Saito?
Yes, because the next day he's like literally like waking her up and trying to aggressively flirt with her.
No, that was the almost assault scene in the
Right.
light novel. No, that's not that.
Okay. All right. All right. So I won't mention that because spoilers, but yeah. So I thought that might have been it, but apparently it's not. So this is literally just him being like, okay, well that happened the night before, so he's just down bad after dancing with her, and he's taking it a little too far. And he's just being like a fucking horny idiot, I guess, the next day. And then we have like a Marvel Avengers like post-credit scene with the evil coalition trying to recruit the secretary mage. who's like in jail.
Conquistadors?
The Reconquista.
Yeah.
It's like presented like that, like I'm supposed to know what this big evil group is, and I'm just looking at that like, yo, that's the like Marvel connection where it's like, yo, it's that group. Oh my god, it's that team.
I don't
Like-
think you're supposed to know who they are yet.
Reconquistadors!
It's called
It's like the end
the
of
League,
Hunter 2.
the League of Villains.
Which-
Say.
God damn it.
God.
I mean, and then we had like a whole dream sequence of like Luis in the past with
Mhm.
some dude that was on a boat ride with her, who I don't remember, some like Viscount person, who I don't remember at all from the
Viscount.
anime.
It's Viscount.
Viscount? Okay, I don't know. Okay.
Not Viscount. Sorry, that's from Crash Bandicoot Wolfborg. Come on.
Yeah, totally. That's what I was getting mixed up on. Yeah. Anyways, this person ends up in her dream turning into Saito, and then she wakes up. So I don't know if that's indication that it ends in a nightmare or what. So, but then she's like woken up by just him just repeatedly being like, "Oh, you love me, don't you? You love me." It's like, oh, what is going on with him? But she like
It turns out Sayo's mere existence can convert dreams to nightmares.
So it felt like we went through this whole volume dealing with the thief stuff, and now we're just immediately going back to like a bonus chapter where he's like horny for her, and then when she basically says "fuck you," stop doing what you're doing, and then they go on. Then Kirike's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll comfort you," and this is where I'm like, "Oh, what is going on?"
Help.
And then we have like the teacher being like trying to show up with drip, even though he's bald, and then it just falls off. And
How dare you disrespect Mr. Colbert's drip?
sorry, my
so
bad.
rude.
My bad. And then I remember like the afterword was the artist talking about their day. It was usually just like, I draw a lot and then I just live my life. And I was like, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. I mean, they were just describing their day along with like little cute pictures of like the characters reacting to like those kind of situations, I guess. There's not too much to like the afterwards yet, like there was with the summertime rendering ones. But there may be more in the future. I do like the artist's art style with these, how they're handling the designs and making the comedy scenes feel pretty nice. Like we said, the action scenes are a little,
Rough.
but everything else, I'm like,
Oof.
yeah. I mean, for like their character stuff and the fun comedy scenes, I'm fine with that. I don't know how it compares to the art that's probably briefly shown in the light novels. But I'm assuming it's based on those direct designs, so I don't know how close it is to the style. What would you say it compares to the style in the light novels?
Sorry, I was reading the afterwards. What?
Quit reading!
The afterwards aren't immediately. The afterwards aren't immediately in consecutive order. In the physical one, they're all the way at the end.
Well, they're supposed to be at the. Oh, you mean like the ones for all the characters too, or? What are you talking about?
Yeah. So the volume 2 afterward is like
Yep.
all the way at the end of.
Yep, that's
the
what it's supposed to be.
copy?
Yep.
Okay. So I hadn't read the part that you were talking about with the artist yet, and I was like, oh, that sounds cute. Anyway, what about?
I just
the light
assumed you
novel
didn't
style?
because usually you guys don't read the afterwards. I do.
Well,
but...
this is familiar of Zero, and
Andy doesn't read any of it, so.
No, I don't read. What are you guys talking about?
Based. But I just wanted to know
art.
how the art of the manga compares to the art that you see briefly in the light novels.
It is honestly very different. I think that the manga is a little more complex. Yeah, that's really all it is. The light novels have like very monochromatic shading. They don't actually use screen tones the same way that the manga does. Also, honestly, the anatomy is a little bit more realistic
For the light novels or for the manga? Which one?
for the light novels.
Okay.
The proportions between the waist and the breasts are way less dramatized.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, I wish that the manga was done in the light novel illustration style.
No, that probably
But
wasn't going to happen
also-
just because it probably takes way longer to do, I imagine.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm fine with how the manga looks, at least with like the general scenes, not the action ones so much. But we had our action gore when it came to the summertime rendering action fun, so those were cool.
No, there's not an English translation.
Of what?
there's a familiar Zero visual novel on VMDB.
This is where you're like, I have to learn Japanese now.
Yeah.
Oh no, Gams was right all along.
No.
No, I can't prove him right.
Oh boy. Okay. Does anybody else have stuff that they want to mention? The volume 2 ends on like the next kind of, I'm assuming, arc where something to do with Princess
Dragon Ball Z.
Was it like Princess Henrietta? And then you have like that evil league of mages or whatever forming. So we're going to start a revolution and like kill the whatever family's ruling. It sounds like so.
Is it the French Revolution though?
Maybe.
Maybe actually.
Could be. Find out next time.
I was looking into the history. This is a very interesting time period. If you like look at the names, the regions, whatever.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the names, right? At the very end of Volume 2, Chapter 11, they said the cardinal's name is Cardinal Mazarin. He's a very important figure during French and European history. He is the cardinal, or like the religious advisor to Sun King Louis XIV. Very, very famous. He termed his predecessor, Cardinal Richelieu, renamed the cardinal the Rouge Eminence. So the Red Eminence would be the name for these cardinals. That inspired like the Three Musketeers and whatnot. A lot of important history. There's a whole civil war happening because the Holy Roman Empire fell, and we're currently in the, let me see here. It's the Carolingian Empire that cracked apart into, I think, the Lotharingia dynasty. So that's a very interesting piece of history. That's where you get France, Germany, and Italy split up from the Holy Roman Empire. So a lot of interesting
that
political
explains
things.
a lot.
Yeah. So like that would be
explains, like,
directly connected to
lot
the
of those
different
history
noble
of Florida.
families related to this, I'm assuming. Yeah.
They
So.
called me the Italians are gonna show up at some
And
point.
like the war is between
German, France, and Italy, which if you
yeah,
look
so
at
I think Albion is Italy.
Albion's actually the old name for England. That's a really old name if you watch like old
Yeah,
Boys.
because there's
There's the
Albion, Tristan,
dragon.
and Germania.
Mhm.
And Tristan is French, and I'm assuming Germania is German.
Actually, well, if you look at, I don't want to get into too many spoilers, but I guess we could talk about that later on. I don't know if they'll mention it, but I think Tristan's supposed to be Belgium actually, which is interesting. I don't know why they did that, but it kind of makes sense because French and Belgium basically, I think, similar languages.
Okay.
It'll be interesting.
I don't know shit about history, but I understand the connections that you're explaining at least. So
Yeah.
I see. Makes sense.
I can follow along because of
Oh my god.
Sorry.
No.
We're gonna have
It's
to.
all fade all the way down.
It's really good for history though. Like
It
so many
is.
historical character.
Where
Alright.
can we find one of those people who knows history based on Hitalia?
Okay, no.
We can
Better.
complete the trifecta: Hitalia, Fate, and the person that actually knows history.
No. We can complete the square if we get someone who knows history based off of DD monsters exactly.
Oh God.
Oh, those Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I see. I understood that
One of
reference.
them's Albert Einstein.
What? Albert Einstein? Okay, I don't know.
Like,
That's a whole different meme. Okay, all right, listen. Familiar of Zero, very historical with his references.
wait. Will be the square history.
That's true. We gotta get to the pentagram history, though. We gotta get to the pentagram history.
Yeah. No, it comes back, baby.
So, how are we feeling on, in general, with like the characters and the romances going on that we're trying to deal with? Like, are we actually invested in Saito and Louise, or are we saying like all these people are shitty, or are we saying somebody should go with somebody else? Or
Tabitha's the best character.
I think I like Tabitha, but I also don't think she would be involved with dating at all. So
I feel bad for the characters with all the panty shots.
yeah, I do too. they're like awkward, like with Louise doing them too, where she's like just taking off her panties and like telling
It's
him
so
to put them on.
childish.
Like,
Yeah.
like I understand she's trying to treat him like a dog. Like, I don't even know if you'd ever want to do that. Like, you don't know this guy. You just summoned him off the streets of Japan, and you're just like, hey, guy who's like my age, I'm just gonna treat you like a dog. Please put on my clothes for me. Why are you? I don't know. This is like arrow gay brain rot going in for that. I don't know what that is otherwise, because like it's just so out of nowhere. And I feel like in reality she like would wait way longer before, like she would like her like be mad at him for even being the same presence as her undressing.
That's what I thought was gonna happen, and it's the complete reversal, and it's like, is this really what you would be doing?
Yeah, I don't know. So that I understand the goal of the series is to ship these two, and I understand he's supposed to be this like sort of pervy dude, but not really, like, you know, not nearly as much as the headmaster, but he's supposed to be like general horny teenager from Japan or whatever.
Down bad.
Where like now he's forced to live with this woman, so he's just like, well, you know, she's kind of my type, so. And then you have the hot Kirke girl who's like actually hitting on him directly, and like I don't understand how like Kirke is very clearly trying to steal him from her. I don't understand how day one of Louise treating him like shit, how he doesn't just leave her for the other girl who's not treating him like shit. Like, is there something actually compelling him to stay with Louise, or is it just out of obligation?
Brainwashing?
Is it just obligation because like, oh, I'm her familiar, so I'm supposed to stay with her? Like, I don't know.
I think it's that one, honestly. Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know.
As dumb as it is.
Because like there's no implication that there's something magically forcing him to do it, because otherwise you'd have weird themes of slavery or whatever.
Like all I'm saying is Saito rise up.
Because like Shield Hero had some weird things like that, but like this one's more just like, you're like my peasant property, and because I summoned you, and you're going to service me. And I was surprised we see him sleeping on like the floor. I remember the anime, they make a specific reference to how he has to sleep on like a bale of hay in the corner of her room. So
yeah, and when he's bad, he has to sleep out in the hallway.
Yeah. Here it's just like, if you're bad, you're not gonna get food this morning, and like normally his food is like stale bread on the floor that he has to eat. Soup. With some soup.
No noodles though.
But you know,
it makes it palpable.
But then he wins the fight against Guiche, and then wins over the commoner cooks who sneak him food from time to time, and they look up to him. Literally everybody loves him after that fight. A couple people liked him before the fight. Everybody loves him after that fight. He's like, oh my god, a commoner not killed, but a commoner defeated a noble? Oh my god.
Honestly, I wish he fucking killed Guiche. I hate Guiche.
Oh my god.
Guiche.
Jesus. We've had like 2 scenes with Guiche. I don't know.
Roses?
I am a loyal Guiche hater. I hate this man. He is the worst
What do you have against gay people?
What's the problem?
I can't argue with that one.
Oh my god. So
anyway, unrelated. Look at this good smile figure. Look at how cute she is.
Wait, let me show this stream here on the thing. Dang. Oh, we got light novel pictures too I can show off here.
Yes.
Okay, so this top image is from Anime News Network.
Yeah, the top image, I just thought it was cute.
Okay.
The monochromatic ones are the light novel ones, and then a really pretty like wedding dress figure for Louise. That would probably be like $1,000 if I tried to.
Hold on, let me see if I
buy
can...
it.
It'll cost you more $1 billion, Andy.
Okay, here we go. Let me show this on stream.
Let's see.
Here we go. That's a nice figure. It's nice. Is my audio still working? Yeah, we're still working.
No.
Yes.
Yes and no.
Yes. See, even... Oh, I thought that was Hajime. That was Turndo giving it hard. Okay. I thought Hajime joined the chat for book club. Okay, so... Anybody else have anything else they want to bring up before we wrap this up? I don't hear anything.
Ooh,
So
you can get it for $280 on AliExpress.
Oh
You
my
can get it for
God.
$31 on AliExpress.
Which one's the real version?
I honestly, low key, I kind of want to buy the $30 one just to
No.
see what I get.
Okay, yeah, that would be funny.
Yeah, not
Is
seriously, but because I
that
think
the
it'd be
show for
funny.
next time?
Oh,
My ending comments, it sure is a mid 2000s shonen manga.
Yeah,
it's definitely that. I mean, I knew, even aside from the weird like panty stuff that weirded out Justin, I just pretty much knew this wasn't going to be his kind of thing, because I don't really think would ever be into those kind of things. So I was not surprised at all about him dipping out on this.
Yeah, I just kind of bared through those bits because like
It was like I said, it was like
you gotta-
2006, and this guy was an eroge writer right before that. Oh, during this too, because while he was doing it, he was still doing the eroge writing the whole time. So I was just like, okay, he's just it's that kind of guy. Whatever, it's fine. Whatever. Everything else about it, I can focus on. So, and then we have the first 2 volumes of the Familiar of Zero complete for this week. Can you believe it? We actually read all of the chapters on time.
Yeah.
Except for somebody who was a little late.
we read it on time.
Congratulations.
Standing ovation. I think they want an encore. They want us to start over from the beginning. So, Familiar of Zero. We're going to talk about volumes 3 and 4 right now. We're going to read it right now. It's a live reading.
Started the fuck.
Hey, listen, that's good that you're starting to read, I guess, because we need you to finish this shit on time next time. God damn it.
We're doing 3 and 4.
Yeah, we're doing 3 and 4
what
next.
chapter that is?
I will check and confirm after this. I'll let you know. But the good news, at least with this series, Summertime Rendering didn't tell us on each, well, depending on how you read it. I was reading from some volumes through my local video store, so I was reading it all as a compact volume, but they didn't tell you when a new chapter had started in Summertime Rendering, whereas this one, it actually tells you this is a new chapter and this is what it's called, this is what the number is. I'm like, oh, thank God. Thank God. So I can check and confirm and let you know where chapter 4 ends, and then we'll read up to those for next week.
If I were to take a guess, it's probably like 22 or 23.
It's probably something like that. Okay,
Yeah.
before we wrap up, I just want to give a quick shout out to a couple of the people who are monetarily supporting these memes. First up, we have Lil Lasagna, who's still a $5 YouTube member. Thank you so much, buddy. Then we have someone named Nyan Bacon for $5 on Twitch. Never heard of this person before. And then we have my boy Aztec here on Patreon for $5. So thank you so much for your contributions. So thank you so much, everybody, for showing up for these memes. And we will see you next week for Familiar of Zero Volumes 3 and 4. I'm sorry, not Familiar of Zero. Zero's Familiar. Zero's Familiar. Get it right. That's the actual title of the English manga release for some reason. Thank you to 7 Seas for your publication. If you are interested in checking out the manga, please go and purchase that from there. And if it's still on, so actually, I just remembered, if you're trying to buy this physically, good luck. It has like a couple omnibus releases that you can buy used because it's not in print anymore. You can't get it digitally except for like the 3rd omnibus for some reason. And the used ones are like hundreds of dollars expensive. So
you can get the 3rd one.
You can get the 3rd one digitally. Yeah, that's what I mean. You can get it as like a digital Kindle thing, because usually I buy them digitally on Kindle, but you can only do that for the 3rd omnibus for this series for some reason. You can't do it for the first 2, and I don't know why. Was it the 3rd or the 4th? I forget how many omnibuses there are.
No, it's the 3rd.
Yeah, okay. Lupin the 3rd? Oh my God.
Yo.
So, it might be a little tricky if you're trying to get this physically. Also tricky if you're trying to get this digitally. If you can support it legally, please try to do so. But, you know, you can always try to visit your local video store or library, and they might have it. So
you can buy the volumes individually on Kindle.
Where? Because I could not find them on Amazon.
I'm fucking staring at them right now.
Are you looking at the light novel or the manga? Because I could not find it for the manga.
the manga.
Can you link it in the chat?
Yeah.
Because again, I could not for the life of me find it on there when I looked it up.
There's one.
Why is it Kindle $0?
Okay, I see. So for some reason they have it as a completely separate listing. Usually with every other published thing in the world, on the same page they will say this is the Kindle version, this is the paperback version on like the one page. I don't know why this is a separate listing for this. So apparently you can get it on Amazon if you'd like to read that on there. Apparently, if you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free.
Only the first one.
Wait, what?
Yeah, only the first one's free for Kindle.
Only the first
Oh
one's
yeah,
free.
so only the first one's free through Kindle Unlimited, and the rest of them you can get. I think it's like what, $10 a volume for it digitally. So you can get those through that if you want to get it legally. Just make sure you get through that listing. You have to like look around for the actual Kindle Comixology listing of it, because it'll have a listing for the paperback versions, but the Kindle version will not be included on that page, even though with every other thing in the world it's supposed to be. So I don't know what happened with that.
That should be all 7 of them.
Oh my god, you didn't have to actually list all 7. If you link one of them, all the others are related next to it, but that works. Yeah. Oh. So if you're in the server, you can also see the links to all those in the Anime Book Club channel. So you can get the whole series for, you can get them for all that. So that's all that. So anything else we want to say before we wrap up the stream?
You will like this series, or else. I'll make sure you do.
Oh, this is a threat.
Or else then. Okay.
Honestly, I only bared through the weird shit that was happening because of Andy. Like, I should recommend this, you know.
Andy, we have to find you a new hyperfixation.
Is it gonna get better or worse with that stuff later on?
The other option is right now is South Park, so
Dear
honestly,
Lord.
Let's go. We're gonna read all of South Park.
I'm honestly kind of worried for where the manga is gonna go because what?
I swear to God.
Finish your statement.
I'm just saying that I'm worried with where the manga is gonna go because it looks like volume 5 finishes off where like season 1 did. So what are they doing with the last 2 volumes?
We shall find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
All right, welcome to the end of the stream. I don't know why I started that with welcome, actually, but I saved it by saying the end of the stream. So, this is the end of volumes 1 and 2, and then you can read volumes 3 and 4 next week. We'll all read it in time, and we'll be back next week at Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, as usual. Thank you very much for showing up. Let's say goodbye to the stream. Goodbye, stream. Goodbye, stream.
Bye, stream.
Bye, stream. Bye, stream. Bye, bye, bye.